life, I've pictured them out there, keeping the peace in outer space. I may not be up there with them, but I've got what it takes. I've got a hunger and thirst for adventure. I want to travel the galaxy. The future is now, so I don't see how the time isn't right.
Hello Vlog Teenagers, it's Tuesday. So this week's theme here at the Vlog Teenagers is book recommendations. So what we think our viewers should read if they haven't already. My first book that I'm recommending is a book called Raven's Gate by Anthony Horowitz. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce his last name. This isn't that old of a copy, actually. I don't take care of my books. It was published in 2006. I mean, it's kind of old, but I just don't take care of my books because this was like crammed in my book bag a lot. It's been a while since I've read this book. I'm going off memory. It's a book about this kid named Matt who gets committed for a crime that he didn't actually do. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time and someone thought he was doing something but he really wasn't. So anyway, it's kind of like a Holes situation if you've read that book, which I recommend that book too, where he has a choice of either going to jail or going to a place called Lesser Malling. He ends up going to Lesser Malling because who wants to go to jail? And so he starts living with this old woman, and all these weird things start happening. One thing that I can really remember, because it was one point where I had to read it twice because I stopped, my phone's vibrating, was that he is riding down the road on his bike, and there's woods on both sides of him, and he starts hearing this weird humming noise coming from the woods. So he gets off his bike, he goes in the woods, and he starts looking around, and he walks in a little bit. The humming stops, so he's like, alright, whatever. So he turns around and starts heading back to his bike, but then it turns out he's just surrounded by woods. The road has disappeared, everything is gone except the woods. It was just a really weird thing. I know it's science fiction, but I can't really remember the end of it. Anyway, it's a really weird book. I don't remember everything that happened in it because it's been since about 2006, 2007 when I read it, but all I know is it's a good book, and I might go back and read it later. This next one is Tales of Beedle the Bard, which if you've read or watched the 7th Harry Potter book or movie, you can't watch a book, you've heard of Tales of Beedle the Bard. It's the book that Luna's father had where he actually told the story of the Deathly Hallows, which is the tale of 3 brothers. It's written by J.K. Rowling, and it's got a bunch of other books in it. It's got The Wizard and the Hopping Pot, The Fountain of Fair Fortune, and it's just got other little wizard stories in it. And then it's also got parts where Albus Dumbledore himself has written what his interpretation of the story is for a real life lesson. Another book that I don't have a copy of, and you've all probably read it because I read it in 8th grade as a class assignment, was The Giver. Amazing book, probably one of the best books I've ever read. But if you haven't read that one already, it's a great book. It's set in this perfect society where nothing bad ever happens, but then the guy unlocks this secret about the place, and it ends up causing him wanting to leave. But anyway, so those are my 3 book recommendations. Vlog Teenagers. Don't forget to go check out my other YouTube channel, The Full Run Through. So Charlotta, if I'm saying your name wrong, I'm extremely sorry. I will see you tomorrow.